Your candidates play a huge role in your overall employer branding strategy. Want to learn more about how they fit into the overall equation? Stick around. So this video is number 3 in the overall employer branding series that I put together here on this YouTube channel. So in the first video, I talked about how your existing employees play a key role. And in the second video, I talked about how your existing customers play a key role. In this video, I'm talking about the candidates. And of course, in your employer branding strategy, you're trying to attract more candidates, more qualified individuals to work for your organization. And in able to do that, you need to have a career site, you need to have a killer job description, and you want to make sure that you're using the proper words within that job description. So yes, your employer branding strategy goes way beyond just the colors that you have on your career site. And another part of this overall strategy is the candidate experience, because you want to make sure that your candidates are having a great experience when it comes to applying for the jobs to work for your organization. So let's start with the first thing, which is your career site. What does your career site currently look like? What type of information is being shared on the career site? Do you have testimonials from your existing employees? Do you have testimonials from your existing customers and what their overall experience is right now working for your organization and being a customer to your organization? You want to capture that information because your overall brand of your organization should be reflected on the career site. And you want to keep it interesting and you want to keep it truthful, because if it's boring or if it's kind of just, I don't know, overall just unattractive, then you're not really going to be attracting key talent. If you have been recognized by any organization that states that you are the best place to work, you're the best place for diversity, you're a nominee for some sort of award that alludes to you being an employer of choice, then that's really going to be attractive for any of the key talent that you would like to have working for your organization. Next up is your job description. So what exactly is included on the job description is very important, because it's all about verbiage and the type of language that you choose to use on the job description. Does it have all of the details that a candidate would need in order to determine whether or not they're a good fit for the organization? We've seen where if there's not enough information being furnished on the job description, then a lot of people are going to just click apply, click apply, click apply, and you're not going to get anything close to what it is that you're really looking for. So definitely spell out the qualifications, spell out exactly what it is that the employee will be responsible for once they join your organization. And you also want to steer clear of words that deter different sexes from applying for the job. Let me give you an example. Words like strong, drive, analytical, lead, analysis, those have a tendency to attract more masculine candidates. However, if you substitute those words out for words like sound, steady, excellent, test or manage or run, those have a tendency to be more gender neutral. So you want to make sure that you're not using overly masculine or overly feminine type words. You want to be gender neutral. I'm going to furnish a link to some of the alternative words that you could use in your job descriptions. Also, just a quick note before I continue with the rest of the video, you don't have to be a large organization to focus on your employer branding strategy. You can be a startup, you can be a small to mid-sized organization who has a very strong employer brand. So keep that in mind as you continue to listen to more of the tips that I have to offer in this video. Next up, you want to make sure that your application process isn't too rigorous and it's not terribly long to complete. So your typical job application, it should not take hours and hours to complete. And we're starting to see that there is no correlation in between how rigid the process is that links to how successful the employee will be if they are chosen to work for your organization. So we're seeing an increase in drop-off rates, however, the more questions that are included in the job application. So you don't want to scare off the top talent when it takes hours and hours to complete a job application, and you don't want those questions to be very repetitive because the applicant is going to say, hey, these people aren't listening to me. I've already answered this question before. And they're thinking, hey, you know what is it like to work for this organization if their application is pages and pages long and it takes hours to complete? So you want to use caution and definitely look at those drop-off rates that you may be experiencing in your applications. And with that analysis, you'll be able to scale back on some of those questions and only include the questions that really relate to the position. Okay, so we also want to make sure that your job application is mobile friendly, because obviously there is a large percentage of applicants who are on their phones, on their tablets, and they're completing the job application even when they are currently employed and on the go. So you want to make sure that you have a mobile friendly version of the job application so the candidate can easily complete their portion and click attach their resume and click submit. And so they'll be well on their way to working for your organization. Currently, there's so many platforms and ATS systems right now that are mobile friendly. So if you're in the market for an ATS, that's one of the key selling points that you want to consider when you choose an ATS. So that wraps it up for video number 3 in the Employer Branding Strategy series. I will include a link to the other videos in this series so you can reference those videos at a later date. If you have any questions, or if you have any comments, leave them below. If you would like to shoot me a quick email or anything of that nature, I'll leave that information in the description box below. So that's it for me. I will see you in the next video.